Okay, this video is going viral. It's a resurfaced video of Charlie Kirk essentially just spitting pure, unadulterated knowledge truth grenades about Islam, about the hostile takeover of this religion, which has wreaked havoc all over the globe, as well as what it really means for Western civilization, talking about Christendom. And he just articulates it so beautifully. And essentially, what he has done is he's been warning us, warning America for a very, very long time about this result that just occurred in New York City, this treacherous, abominable result of Zohran Mamdani, a Muslim, a professed jihadist, socialist, communist who hates America, who hates New York, who can't even identify a Billy Joel song. The guy can't even identify a New York State of Mind, one of the most legendary songs about New York City. I'm going to share with you this video. Plus, I don't think this is going to come as a shock to you, but Mamdani's first message after becoming mayor to New York City is going to blow your mind. The ink isn't even dry yet on his win, on his declaration for becoming the second youngest mayor of all time in New York City. And wait till you hear what his first request is for New Yorkers. It probably won't come as a shock. But first, we have to talk about this day 30. What is this? 36, 37? I don't even know. Of the government shutdown. And if you've ever received something like what I'm about to show you, this is really starting to affect everyday Americans, especially for the upcoming holiday season. Check this out. So if you've ever received this kind of a notice, maybe on your phone, your email, or what have you, saying that your flight is canceled due to FAA mandated airspace restrictions during the government shutdown, this is a pain in the butt. I mean, I've heard of people having delayed flights. Let me know in the comments if you or anybody you know have had any experience with transit and transportation issues, specifically flights that have been canceled, delayed. Let me know. I had one viewer send me an email saying their flight was not only delayed, but then at the very last second, when they thought they were about to board, they canceled the flight, didn't give them any hotel vouchers, didn't give them any knowledge about when they'll be able to fly again. It was just an absolute nightmare. That was with, I think, United Airlines. I don't want to put them on blast, but I think every airline is feeling the brunt of this, and this is all Schumer's fault. This is all the Democrats' fault. Remember how they said they wanted to use and implement leverage. They wanted to have power over President Trump. This is them caring more about their ability to hold some kind of a small W against Trump and sacrificing. If this doesn't prove what they did to the border, if this doesn't prove that all they care about is themselves and all they care about is retaining power, I don't know what does. And this should make every American mad. Check this out. Actually got this from a air traffic controller screenshotting their paycheck. This is probably the most stressful job on the planet, being an air traffic controller. It's at least in the top 5, top 10. I can't, confirm or deny that, but there's no doubt that it is a stressful job because you have thousands and thousands of people's lives at the touch of your finger. If you are not precise with airspace, with coordinates, communication, etc., etc., I mean, people's lives are literally on the line. When you land at your destination safely, when you take off and land safely, as we all do, we breathe that kind of, maybe it's not as loud as it used to be, but it's an internal kind of sigh of relief. Okay, we landed, we made it, we're on the ground. You can thank the air traffic controller, not just the pilot. The pilot literally puts everything on auto. And this was their paycheck this last week. You look at net pay, another week of $0. Shame on Hakeem Nobody's Dream. Shame on the Democrats. Shame on Chuck Schumer. This is all they're doing. And guess what? You have power, America. You have power. You can call up your senator, email them, anything, send them something. It can be as simple as a little email or a voicemail. Say and tell them and demand them to stop this shutdown, end it right now. That's the very least you can do. But you know what? Every little bit counts. So I want you at the end of this video, after I show you the Charlie Kirk footage, I want you to make sure you call and tell your senator enough is enough. Their number one saying is, well, you control the House and you control the Senate and you control the executive branch. It's your shutdown. But they think that America's stupid because you need 60 Senate votes, which means you need some Democrat votes to make sure that this shutdown ends. And they don't want to vote because they have leverage and they have a little bit of taste of power. And they're so greedy, lusty, and soulless that this is what they're doing. They're holding America hostage. So make that call immediately. Here's what J.D. Vance had to say about this, and I think he articulated it better than I ever could, or really anybody could. Check this out. J.D. Vance posting on X saying, what the Democrats are doing on the government shutdown is genuinely unprecedented, and he's absolutely right about that. He continues, and while the administration has shielded the American people from the worst of the consequences, all of this is coming, and soon. An aviation emergency that will lead to significant travel delays for all Americans, food stamp and other assistance programs running out for needy Americans, great strains on our military and national security. The shutdown has now passed from farce into tragedy, and the consequences of this national emergency fall on every senator and congressman who refuses to open the government. Well said, J.D. Vance 2028. Are you with me on that, America? I want this man to run. I want him to win. I want him to be our next president so bad. So the party that has zero vision, zero strategy, zero track record, zero accomplishments, zero solutions, they have no resume, they have no achievements, nothing to speak of. This is the party that has fought Doge to save Americans billions and billions of dollars of unused, wasted spending and taxation. This is the same party that attacked one of the greatest minds and innovators since of our era, like the Thomas Edison of our era, Elon Musk, fomented violence, division, hate, defied the will of the American people, attack law enforcement officers, vilify, demonize, gleefully celebrate the unalivement of Charlie Kirk, who I'm going to share with you in just a second, as well as mock the attempted assassinations on our president, President Trump. One of the worst things that I've ever seen in my life, one of the sickest displays, is Virginia actually voting in Jay Jones for Attorney General, the guy who literally was caught red-handed, concretely and substantively, with text messages, hoping for the unalivement of his opponent and his opponent's children. Children, folks. And Virginia elected that guy. The Democrat Party is literally, this is what I put on my community tab. This is what it's all about now. It's no longer Republican, Democrats, independents, or what have you. There are two parties now in the United States of America. There's America, which I put Trump and his cabinet. I mean, forget the GOP. The GOP are just lost as Democrats are. There's America versus Democrats. That's it. And I would love to hear, which side do you support? Let me know in the comments down below. Really quickly, before we get to the Charlie Kirk video, as if we couldn't be more scared, nervous, uncertain, and harrowed at the thought of Mamdani, a communist socialist running America's greatest city and oldest city, New York City. Look who just chimed in to congratulate Mamdani, the guy who literally oversaw London falling. The mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Check this out.
Well, there are many parallels that New York and London have, and there are many parallels that Zohran and I have. And congratulate the city of New York. They've chosen, in a bitterly contested election, hope over fear, unity over division, and I'm already experiencing the ripples of hope and happiness coming from his victory.
As if you didn't need any more warning and any more proof at the awful decision of Mamdani running New York City. You've got the guy who literally, have you seen London lately? Have you seen what's happened in the UK? We have a lot of great, smart, Christian viewers here from London, from the UK. Let them know. Let everybody know in the comments what's happened to London. I'll just give you a hint. It ain't good. New York, you're in for it. And here's the warning that Charlie Kirk issued in such articulate, well thought out, well-spoken, insightful, methodical manner like he always did. We miss you dearly, brother. We love you so, so much. Charlie says it all. Watch.
Spiritual battle is coming to the West, and the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism to go after what we call the American way of life. And the American way of life is very simple. I want to be able to get married, buy a home, have kids, allow them to ride their bike till the sun goes down, send them to a good school, have a low crime neighborhood, not to have my kid be taught the lesbian, gay, transgender garbage in their school, while also not having them have to hear the Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day. That's important. We want the American way of life, which is, by the way, Christendom. Christians, our sacrifice, our toil, our vision, the outgrowth of the scriptures gave us Western civilization. And this is where I think is a great rallying cry. Doesn't matter if you're Hispanic, doesn't matter if you're Asian, doesn't matter if you're black or white. Everybody, if you are Christian and Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, these two threats are combining forces to come after us. And it's time that the church stands and rises up against it.
Yep.
Oh, I just love that. We miss you so much, Charlie. I love you. God bless and keep you and Erica and the kids always. Everybody give a nice, warm prayer. Thoughts for Charlie Kirk in the comments down below. He just always says it and tells it exactly like it is. And Mamdani, he hasn't wasted a second. I want to first show you this agenda from a November 2nd committee meeting, which is literally rife with anti-Semitism. And then his request on his very first day as mayor-elect to New Yorkers. First, check this out. Here you can see this is his first agenda for Sunday, November 2nd. Before he got elected, assuming that he was going to get elected. And this is the meeting right here where he lays out his policies, contradicting everything he said before about how he's going to embrace all New Yorkers. He's going to fight against anti-Semitism, that Jewish New Yorkers and Jewish immigrants have nothing to worry about. Well, look at this. Look at what's on his agenda right here. Look at those in blue right there next to the boxes. Divest city pension funds from Israel bonds and securities, withdraw city funds from banks that lend money to Israel or do business in Israel, end city contracts with companies that do business with Israel. Why would you do that? Why would you end city contracts with companies just based on the fact that they're doing business with Israel if they're not if they're doing everything legal? Again, this has nothing to do with do you support Israel? Do you not support Israel? This has nothing to do with it. This has to do with him contradicting everything he said. That's what this has to do. This has to do with lies and truth. And you can see if you go down the entire line, divest SUNY University endowment and reinstate wrongly fired professors, dismantle Eric Adams's NYC Israeli Economic Council, and NYPD training. I mean, it's like everything he said he wasn't going to do, he's doing. And now, on his very first day of being mayor-elect, now he asks New Yorkers to do this. Watch.
Good morning, New York City, and thank you. Last night we made history, and today we begin the work of making a new administration. Welcome to the transition. Oh, and one more thing. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? You can start again. This transition requires staff, research, and an infrastructure that can meet this moment. And it will be made possible by the people who built and believe in this movement. So I hope you'll make a donation at transition2025.com.
Oh, yeah, I need money. You remember all those things I promised you? Free buses, free groceries, taking over the rent freezes, not allowing landlords, contractors, investors, business owners to actually make a profit, which is what capitalism is all about, especially to correlate with inflation and correlate with financial adjustments, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, you know what? All those things that I said that were free? Well, we got to pay for them. Remember how I told you that our whole entire campaign is based on making sure that struggling New Yorkers can afford the cost of living? Well, struggling New Yorkers, I need your money. That's how I can afford to give you lower cost of it. Good luck, New York. This is just the beginning. The guy hasn't even entered office yet. The guy hasn't even been sworn in yet. And he's asking for money. My God, what a disaster this is going to be. Only 24 years ago, New York City experienced the greatest terrorist attack on native mainland soil in American history. And just a couple of decades and some change later, you elected a Muslim jihadist who literally does not even like New York, doesn't know anything about New York, has never had a job, has literally blank sheets of paper for a resume, and is a self-proclaimed socialist communist. I don't know what in the world is going on, but I will tell you this. This could be a blessing in disguise, because sometimes, as it's, you know it, I know it, it's called growing pains. Sometimes you got to experience the real struggle, what real people who fled communism, fled socialism. Sometimes you have to experience the tyranny of communism to finally figure out, oh, wow, this is really atrocious. No wonder it's never succeeded every single time in humankind history that it's ever been implemented. So who knows? Maybe this could be a blessing in disguise. At the very least, we could use this, hold them accountable for the midterms. It just sucks that so many Americans and New Yorkers are going to suffer. I mean, immeasurably. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to get your thoughts and comments. Let me know where you're joining me from too. You know how much I love hearing where you're joining me from, where you're watching from. Let me know in the comments down below. Tap that thumbs up if you love America and you want to make common sense go viral. We need your help. It doesn't cost you a thing. It takes you 2 seconds. Even if you're watching on your TV, you can do it with your remote. Tap that thumbs up. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed it. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.